Okay, after looking at the decisions that were taken at the Foumban Conference, now we are going to look at an interesting part, because remember, after the conference, the Anglophones, they came to realize that they completely missed. They were instead the people that came out as losers. And as a result of this failure, it is going to create a serious problem that the Anglophones are actually going to face, and they are still facing now. What were the reasons that led to the failure of the British Southern Cameroonians? One of the reasons was actually the fact that most of the decisions that were taken at the Foumban Conference were mostly in favor of the French Cameroonians. Okay, most of those decisions were in favor of the French Cameroonians. That is the first reason. Another reason was also the fact that the Anglophones within themselves, they were disunited. There was not unity. They went at the conference with conflict. There was a serious conflict within the Anglophone delegation, especially between the camp of Ndele and the camp of Foncha. So there was still this conflict between Foncha and Ndele, and this conflict did not really make them to be successful at the Foumban Conference. So this was also an important reason. Another reason also that contributed to the failure of the Southern Cameroon delegation at the Foumban Conference was the fact that Foncha played an important role to the failure of this conference. The fact was that Foncha had his personal interest. Before the Foumban Conference, a letter was given to him, okay, by Ayejo, and in this letter, all the terms of the conference were revealed to him, and he did not actually share this information to the other Southern Cameroonians. He took this information personally, and this explains why when the Anglophones, when they went to the Foumban Conference, they were really surprised to see the decisions that they had there, because Foncha did not reveal to them. And the reason was actually because Foncha had his personal interest. So as a result of that, this explains why the Southern Cameroonians, they failed at the Foumban Conference. Another reason, we are going to see that the Southern Cameroon delegation, they were so naive. How can I say? They were very naive. What do I mean by this? When they went to the conference, they actually believed that they were going to discuss with their brothers and sisters. So they did not saw it as something that was so political. So they just wanted to integrate themselves with their brothers from French Cameroon. But the French Cameroon people never saw it like that. They saw it as a means for them to have their own interest. So this is why I'm saying that the Southern Cameroon delegation, they were so childish, because they never had that political ambition, okay, to grab their own advantage at the Foumban Conference. So that is why they absolutely failed. These are actually the reasons that made the Southern Cameroonians to emerge as the great failures of this conference. And after this conference, that is why we are going to realize that the powers that were being concentrated on Ayejo, these powers are going to permit him to eventually have complete control over the Anglophones, and later it is going to generate to a serious problem, and later on to a crisis. So this is as a result of the mistakes or the decisions that were being taken at this Foumban Conference. Now, when we are talking about the impact, it is both positive and negative. The impact can also be the consequences or the effects, and this can either be good or bad. So we are going to mix both positive and negative impact. One of the impacts of the Foumban Conference was that it led to the creation of a federal system of government made up of East and West Cameroon. Another impact of the Foumban Conference was that as a result of this, it led to two official languages, that was English and French. It also led to the introduction of a single currency, which was known as the franc CFA. Okay, so this was the main currency which was being adopted only after the Foumban Conference. A centralized system of government was being created. This was another consequence. A centralized form of government was created where the